Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Average Woman Podcast. I'm that lady, Miss Nicole, coming at you today with another topic that is near and dear to my spirit. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it today. So today I want to ask you a question. Do you think that God would be pleased with you? If, according to Bette Midler, God is watching us from a distance, do you think that He is pleased with your actions? Do you think that He would be happy with you if He came down here and you and Him could have a one-on-one? How do you feel that you represent yourself to the Most High? And do you even care? That's do you even care? Because some of us, I know you don't even give a damn. But I'm just curious as to think that we as women, if men were made in the image of God and the angels, and we read so many different passages that God is a man, that He is a man of war, and He's a man, and He sent His Son to die for us. So there's that masculine energy right there. So my question to us women is, don't you feel some type of way when you know that you're supposed to be conducting yourself in a certain way and you're going out from what is normal unto God, like He don't see you? How do you think that makes Him feel? Personally, I would rather live my life like there was a God in heaven and then I get up there and it is none, than to live my life like I could just do whatever I want. I could hurt whoever I want. I can insult and just be terrible to whoever I want. And then when I get up there, I got somebody I got to answer to. So that's my question for you ladies today. Does it matter to you how your God sees you? Are you not concerned about your mortality on this earth? Would God be pleased with the way that you carry yourself, with the way that you treat your husband and your children? Would God be pleased with you? We'll be right back after this message. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Average Woman Podcast. I'm that lady, Miss Nicole. NicoleArcher.com is where you can find me if you need some business. Creating from Creation at NicoleArcher.com is my email. Or creatingfromcreation at gmail.com is also still my email. I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll be right back. Hey, thanks for listening to my podcast. If you ever wanted to have your very own podcast, I can tell you how to set it up right now. Anchor is an awesome app that's free to download. You can use its creation tools to edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast so that you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more other platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenerships. And also, it has everything that you need in one place. All you need to do is go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. I look forward to hearing your new podcast any day now. Thanks. And now back to the show. Hey everybody, and thanks so much for tuning in. So let's get into it today. So today we're asking the question, would God be pleased with you? Or do you even care whether or not God is pleased with your actions and the things that you do? It's just about your energy and the way that you live and what you believe and how you get down and who are you serving. Because it's only two masters to serve. Either you serve yourself or you serve a higher power than you. There's not a lot of options in the midst of stuff like that. So at this time, what we have to do is we got to check ourselves. You cannot go around inflicting pain, anger, misery, discomfort, all kind of evil, malicious things. You can't go around doing stuff like that and actually think that like it's a blessing is going to come your way, or that you're going to be protected. There's no way that you can think that. You shouldn't even expect that, because everyone knows that there is a such thing as karma. And when you go out here in this world and you inflict pain on people, it's a price to pay for that. When you run around here with unreasonable expectations, expecting the world is supposed to bow down to you, and have no remorse for anybody, it's a price to pay for that. We seem to think that we can just inflict as much pain on our men. We can inflict as much pain as we want on ourselves. We can inflict as much pain as we want on each other. And it's no price to pay for any of that. We're just doing that, and it's just all good. And I'm really trying to figure out, why is it that we feel that way? Why is it that we feel like we could just do whatever we want to do to people, say whatever we want to say to people, and but we're still good with the Most High God? If God is a man, would he approve of how you treat your husband or how he treats your sons? I mean, it's a good question. I don't think that any man would sit by and approve of a woman disrespecting or trying to hurt another man. Regardless to the point, it's a reason for everything. It's sad when you've been a malicious, hateful, black-hearted woman your whole life. You've done nothing but wreak misery upon anyone, any man, or anyone that has shown you love over the years. Anybody that's ever given two damns about you, you have not had anything positive to give them back. And in the later years, you sit at your house and you wonder why you can't get nobody to come and cut your grass for you. You wonder why your family members don't want to have nothing to do with you. You wonder, you sit here and you wonder these things. Why I got to get work so hard? Why everybody else's life is so much better than mine? Because for your whole life, you decided that you was just going to say, to hell with everybody else. I'm going to just wreak havoc on everybody's spirit and be nasty, hateful, malicious, and spiteful. And I still think that I'm going to get a blessing off that. How is that possible? There's no way in the world that you're going to be blessed for being hateful, malicious, and spiteful to people who actually mean you well and love you. It doesn't work like that. There's always a price to pay when you have hatred, animosity, when you sneaky, hateful, malicious, spiteful, low down, dirty, disgusting. When you all those things, it's a price to pay for that. And you're going to see as you live on. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar. And a lot of y'all just been running vinegar through everything you about for years. We have to hold ourselves accountable and know that it is an action and there's a judgment for our behavior every day. Every time you think you're coming up, it's always going to be something to snatch you back down because you out of order and you living wrong and you doing wrong. And when you doing wrong and you living wrong, you always going to pay the consequences. Nothing that you want is ever going to pan out the way that you want it to be. You're not going to be happy. You always going to feel like you settling, and you are, because you don't have no choice, because you have cursed yourself. When you running out here mistreating, hurting, being hateful, malicious, and spiteful, you curse yourself. You literally tie the hands of any positive anything coming your way to help you. Okay? So we have to remember that. You have to remember that your actions, you're going to be held accountable for your actions. Not only is karma going to whoop you all over the place, but that karma is from the Most High. That's not karma, that's judgment. You're getting judged based on the wickedness and things that you've done and that you're doing. Being a liar, being a thief, being a manipulator, it's a price to pay for that stuff, ladies. So I suggest that if you would like to live a long life, if you like to keep the hair on your head, If you like to at least one day be able to be happy and know what it's like to feel the love of a man in your life, you better get your mind right. You better get your mind right, because I'm telling you, what you sow is what you will reap. That's why my channel, my gardening goodness, and some of y'all don't want to hear it, but I got some great gardening videos over there on gardening goodness. I'm a beginner gardener trying to learn how to grow some things, tune in, tap in, leave a comment for a sister. But I honestly hope, and I think some of our worst characteristics is that we number one, we super insecure. We're super insecure because we want to be perfect, and perfect is not something that is reality for most of us. We're not perfect. We're perfect. You are perfect because there is only one of you. And if there is only one of you, who you are is just fine. So you don't have to compete with everybody and try to be everybody, because that's not how it works. What your main goal need to be is to fix your attitude and try to bring your personality up to something that people could desire to want to be around. Because nobody is fucking with you when you have a self-entitled attitude, when your personality all jacked up, you don't know how to communicate with nobody, especially you can't communicate with no man. If you can't communicate with a man, how he supposed to deal with you? You hateful, petty, malicious, and spiteful all at the same time. Y'all insecure, emotional. You just a wreck. And then you want some man to come and rescue you and love you and hold you down and all that. Don't nobody got time for that. Don't nobody got time to build you up. Once he finds you, you should be ready to go. You should already know what he needs. Well, it's going to take you a little time to learn what he needs. It's going to take you some time to learn him. But all this emotional and these extra problems you have, man, that shit should be fixed by the time he finds you. Not you a work in progress still. And then some of y'all become so in love with yourself, you think that because you're figuring out life like you something special. Nah, you just behind the damn ball. You behind. Because there's so many people that done caught up and ran past you. And just because now you're deciding to do the work doesn't make you special. It first of all, it's embarrassing. Because at a certain age, you should have realized, once you got out in society and realized that the way that you was raised was jacked up, you should have immediately turned your feet to the testimony to fix your shit so that you didn't have to take all these losses and falls in the street. Okay? But now, now you decide to do the work. You don't want to deal with nobody. Can't nobody talk to you. You don't want to have nothing to do with nobody because you feel like you're just too good now. I don't know. Whatever the whole thing is that's in your mind, let it go, because it's not what you think it is. It's you need to humble your spirit. You got to humble your spirit. You got to learn that you're really not. You're not as wonderful as you think you are. And you got issues. And you're always going to be that way. Until you come back down to reality and stop thinking that you perfect. Stop thinking that you don't shit and piss like the rest of us. Just because you tape on them eyebrows and that hair, that don't make you special. That just make you phony. That just make you a clown, because a clown does the same thing. They paint their face, they tape their hair on, all kind of foolish shit, put on all kind of crazy outfits. Same thing. The modern woman is the modern day clown. I know you ain't want to hear that. Yeah, I probably lose a few subscribers with that one now because they don't like me to talk like that. Well, there's nothing I can do about that, though. There's really nothing I can do about that, because it's going to be the truth, and some of y'all need to hear the truth. And I know that the truth is not popular with women telling women anything, because at the end of the day, you can't tell a woman nothing. Y'all don't want to hear nothing. You know everything. You got it all together, but you still ain't figured it out. You got it all together, but you still ain't figured it out. I got my own money. I got this. I got that. I'm pretty. They don't even give a damn about that. They don't give a damn about that. They want to know, how willing are you to love them? So I ask you, And I think that's the same thing that the same way that God is too. The more that I read and get into my Bible and try to understand this thing, a lot of us feel like we have a personal relationship with God. No, we got a personal relationship with ourselves. Because you can't love a man how you want to love him. No more than you can love God how you want to love him. God said, if you want to deal with me, you got to play by my rules. You got to do this. You got to do X, Y, Z. And if you ain't doing that, I ain't fucking with you. That's basically what they saying. If you can't get down with me, you out of gas. That's basically what he's saying. And that's how men are. God, our men was made in the image of God, so if the word is true, y'all, whether you believe it or not. But it makes sense because a man don't want you adding all kind of hot sauce to his burrito. He might not like hot sauce on his burrito. He might like ketchup. But you want to do what you want to do, and what you want to do is not what he wants. And the thing is, in order for you to get what you want from him, you've got to give him what he wants. And the more you give him what he wants, the more he is going to love you and want to be with you. Ain't no other way to get around that. Same thing with the Most High. The more you show the Most High that you got choice. Most High, you gave us all choice in life. You gave us all an option to do whatever we wanted to do. But you know what your people gonna choose to do? Your people is gonna choose to do what you want them to do. Because that's what's a blessing to their soul. That's what makes them feel good. To be able to do what you want them to do. And man, what could be better than that? What could be better than that? What could be better than giving your life to do what is required of you from the Most High? I mean, what else is you living for? You living to be happy and go to the clubs and party and turn up forever? I don't understand how that's supposed to work. I don't understand how you're going to be blessed with that. I don't get it. But at the end of the day, I do know that there is a price to pay for being hateful, malicious, wicked, and spiteful to these men. I do know that you come out better loving your man and trying to respect him, even if he ain't the best. If he ain't the best, so what? You ain't either. So we gonna have to do what we gotta do, ladies. Because it ain't gonna get no better for us. And I hate to be the one to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I know this ain't gonna be a popular one for me either. But I don't care. I love knowing that I'm not perfect, but my heart's desire is to love my husband, love my God, love my kids, and love my community. And that's what I'm supposed to do according to Titus 3, Titus 2 and 3 through 5. And you can read that and turn your feet to the testimony and get with it. And with that, I say shalom.